Flat and fabulous, the Peacock Flounder is the Picasso of the seafloor. But beneath its cool, camouflaged exterior lies a wild anatomical twist that would make even the most seasoned contortionist wince. If you thought you looked different as a kid, the Flounder probably has you beat. Stick around, because there's more than meets the eye with the Peacock Flounder here in life, death, and taxonomy.
Welcome back to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's your 30 minutes of interesting animal information. I'm Joe.
And I'm Carlos.
Thank you to Cassie for the creation of our theme song. To hear more of Cassie's music, please search Cassie Michelle on YouTube or Spotify.
And thank you to Johanna for the creation of this week's artwork. To check that out, you can visit us at our home on the web at ldtaxonomy.com. And a very special thank you to our patrons. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. Thanks for helping us keep the lights on. And if you would like to donate, just visit patreon.com/ldtaxonomy or click on donate on our website.
And today we're talking about an NBC branded fish, but more on that later.
Isn't NBC that Peacock?
Exactly right, yeah.
Oh, yes. I was like, they're not a fish. I was just at Universal Studios. They have a really boring building over there near the E.T. ride that's about NBC, and I didn't see any fish. Yeah. What are we talking about? We're not talking about peacocks. We're talking about something.
We're talking about the Peacock Flounder.
Yes, the Peacock Flounder. It's always interesting to me that the character in The Little Mermaid, her talking friend, is called Flounder. He's not a flounder.
He's not. Clearly not.
For reasons that will become apparent.
Maybe it's more of like his clumsy personality. He flounders.
Okay, I was going to say, like, flounders aren't particularly clumsy. But, yeah.
No, but he is, and that's why his name is that.
Yeah, he just, like, runs into stuff.
Although I don't even know that he is clumsy. It's been a while.
They run away from a shark at one point. I'm sure he runs into something while he's swimming away.
While he's running?
Yeah, he's running with... Well, there's that whole, like, under the sea thing where their flippers are turned into feet as they're dancing around. There's a lot of anthropomorphism happening in that movie. They take some liberties with the source material, as Disney is wont to do. The Peacock Flounder is also known as the Flowery Flounder, but we're going to call it here the Pile Drive Pancake and Bothus Spies. Many Bothus died bringing us this information.
Good. Heck is a Bothus. Star Wars weirdos.
They're Bothans in Star Wars. And if you play the Battlefront video games, they're like little anthropomorphic camel people that can turn invisible. So
I'm struggling to feel bad for these.
Well, all you need to know is that many of them died in order to bring them that information. But yeah, and this works out because the flounder likes to spy on things.
Mm-hmm. It's a furry. It's just a generic furry.
Gross.
Yeah, would you like to know what it's called in science?
Uh-huh.
It's in the kingdom you know, love, and are in the kingdom Animalia. It's in the phylum you are also in, Chordata. You're basically this fish.
Pretty much.
Uh-oh.
So far.
A path diverges.
Sure, are we going to take the one less traveled?
No, but the fish is. The class is Actinopterygii. The order is Carangiformes. And then the suborder is Pleuronectoideae. Nectoidae. I think that's as good as we're going to get. Family Bothidae. Bothidae, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And then the genus is Bothus. And then the binomial name is the answer to the question if you saw two foul-mouthed sailors and asked them if they say swear words. They'd say, both us man cuss. Bothus mancus.
Mancus. Bothus. Both us man cuss. Both us man cuss.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right.
If you saw Neanderthal sailors and you asked them what their how colorful the vocabulary was, this is the response you would receive. Exactly. Simultaneously, they would have to jinx each other and owe each other a soda.
And then you'd also have to ask how in the world did you guys figure out sailing as Neanderthals? This is incredible.
Both us water good. Both us man boat. There you go.
That's right.
All right. So Bothus mancus. That since we're in the business of naming things, it's time for my favorite part of the show, nitty gritty nomenclature. The part of the show where I ask you, Joe, a question, and that is, what is the English translation for the binomial nomenclature? In this case, we're going to go with what I found according to the Monaco Nature Encyclopedia. Because it was very difficult to find anything consistent concerning the etymology. And the flounder is a fish. And so those ichthyologists, with their lack of imagination or more likely lack of time, disposable time, did not come up with a fun collective noun for flounder. Which, I mean, come on. If you're gonna come up with a collective noun for a group of weird looking fish, come on, a pan of flounder, I don't know, a dish of flounder, just work with me, please. Mm-hmm. But alas, it is a school of flounder. Bravo. Nice. So what is the
sensible? Not wasting anyone's time.
Still, they're not going to school. And a group of flounder doesn't look anything like a group of another kind of fish, like herring or something like that. So call it something different when the group of them when they gather in a different way. But whatever. They didn't ask me. But if you do, I would submit dish. I think dish is a dish of flounder. What does Bothus mancus mean in English? According to the Monaco Nature Encyclopedia, I can't stress that enough. Is it A, crippled runner, B, two eyes on the same side, C, bottom shuffler, or D, double vision?
Both eyes, main side. I guess let's go with double vision. Final answer.
That is incorrect. I definitely thought you were going to say two eyes on the same side.
Is it?
No, it's not. It's not Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's crippled runner. According to, I will say it for the third time, the Monaco Nature Encyclopedia. Bow. So Bothus. This is hard. But the bow in Bothus is Greek is a Greek intensifier. So it's whatever it is, but more. Mm-hmm. And then Theo was the second part. Now, if I was going to think of what Theo means in Greek, what would you come up with?
God.
There you go. God. No, it means to run fast.
Run the race marked out for us?
It means to run. According to Wiktionary, it means to run fast. Although there is another verb, thenoch, which means to run. So, theos is God. Theo, I would assume, is something like that. But nope. According to Wiktionary and according to the Monaco Nature Encyclopedia, there it's fourth time. The theo means to run fast. So bothio, or in Latinized into bothus, means a runner or fast runner, and then mancus is crippled or hobbled in some way. There you go. The more you think you know, because I still don't trust it. But I don't know. It's Monaco, a country that most people don't know exists. So
it's really small. It's mostly racetrack.
Is it part of the Formula One?
Yeah, it is.
Is that how you know it? I know it from my geography app. And I was like, oh, there's like a little spit of land at the bottom of France. That's a different country. Who knew? Okay. And apparently they have an encyclopedia of dubious rapport. All right. So they're crippled runner. That's what bothus mancus means. That's what both us mancus means.
Exactly right. Do you want to know what it looks like?
I do, actually. Believe it or not.
It's an oval. A flat body designed for life on the ocean floor. One of their eyes, they have two eyes, white dragon. I mean, two eyes on the same side, which is just the flounder way. It's the unique way of being a flounder. You're only interested in looking in one direction. Which we'll talk about it later. The coloration. This particular species is vibrant, adaptive in coloration. They're good at camouflage. They're very striking to look at. Oranges, browns, blacks, yellows, spots, mottled patterns resembling colorful tail of a peacock. I realize that must be why they're named that.
Got it. Mystery solved.
Yeah, if you look at them, this says orange and stuff, but I don't see a lot of pictures with orange. It looks more like peacock colors, like blue and greenish. Yeah, Persian rug.
Yeah, I get a lot of Persian rug vibes.
Very interesting to look at. But how big is it? Welcome to the Blood Measure Up segment, the official listener's favorite part of the show. The part of the show the official listener's part of the show. A undeniable section of the show. And nothing more.
It is such a section of the show.
A modest, if not obscure section of the show. The part of the show when we present the animal size and dimensions in relatable terms through a quiz that's fun for the whole family. It's also part of the show that's introduced by you when you send an audio yourself saying, singing, or chattering the word measure up into ldtaxonomy@gmail.com. We don't have a new measure up intro this week, but that means you get to hear from an animal, and Carlos has to guess what it is. Without further ado, the listener's favorite part of the show. Who is that? Besides a flounder.
Yeah, I don't know his name, goodness.
He has one. He has a name.
Mr. Johansson.
How did you get that?
I've watched this movie more than any other Pixar movie. Yeah, for sure. No, wait.
Me too. Well, besides Toy Story.
Just as a kid, like there was times where I watched Finding Nemo on repeat. And in recent years, I've watched The Incredibles a lot more because that's the one that speaks to me more as an adult. But yeah, I there was a time where I could have quoted you that entire movie. So, children, get out of Mr. Johansson's yard.
Exactly right.
Which is literally them playing on top of him. Hop on pop.
His yard is him. And then they get to the other side of him, and that's the funny joke. And he can't see them.
Yeah, they're exploiting a disability. Or just not a disability, it's an adaptation.
He's differently abled, you're right.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting that. Let's talk length.
Keeping me on the straight and narrow.
They're about 45 centimeters or 18 inches. So are they A, the same as the wingspan of a big brown bat? Big brown bat is a species of bat, also known as Eptesicus fuscus or fuscus or fuscus. Big brown bat. Or
Big
B,
brown
3.4 go into the wingspan of a peafowl. Or C, 2 go into the wingspan of a peahen.
Oh, well, we didn't get too different on those last two. Peafowl or a peahen. Now,
Mm-hmm.
peafowl, that's just the term for the species as a whole, right?
I think it's peacock.
Peacock is the
boy,
male,
right?
and then peahen is the female, and then they're both peafowl.
What is a peafowl?
Like, there's a cow and a steer, and they're both cattle.
Yes. I think it's a peacock. The boy. Did you answer?
I mean, oh, so it's peacock for peafowl.
3.4 peacock. Or 2 peahens.
Like the width of a peacock's tail, or like the length from vent to snout, or from tail to snout. What are we working with?
I'm guessing tail to face.
Because they do have very long tails when they're not deployed.
Oh, that. Yeah, that's the wingspan. Wingspan.
Oh, you said wingspan. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the fish. We're talking 3 wingspans. Big brown bat wingspan, peacock wingspan, or peahen wingspan.
Big brown bat, because I wanted to say it. Go.
Final answer?
Yeah, big brown bat. I wanted to say it a second time.
The correct answer was the peacock.
Darn it. I wish it was the big brown bat because I want to say it a third time.
You can say it as much as you want.
No, that's it. I'm good.
We'll lose listeners, but we just say big brown bat. Everyone at home say it. As soon as the podcast is over, just continuously say it until you get to school or work.
until you lose your job and all of your friends and your family desert you.
Let's talk weight. They're 1 to 3 kilograms or 2.2 to 6.6 pounds. Going with 6.6 pounds is the upper end of average. Is it A, 3 go into a peafowl? B, 2 go into a peahen? Or C, 7 go into the $160 pail of peanut butter from the Superior Nut Company, which you can buy on Amazon?
That one. It seems that 3 times 6.6? That's a 20-pound bird. That's pretty heavy.
Have you seen a peacock?
Yeah, but
Oh, I meant peacock again, not peafowl.
yeah, that seems a little heavy. And I want to believe that there's luxury grade peanut butter out there. So that one.
Final answer?
Yeah, because I'm willing it to be into existence.
The correct answer is 7 go into the $160 pail of peanut butter. It is not that it is luxury. It is literally a Home Depot sized 45-pound bucket of peanut butter.
That is luxury to me.
It's a luxury is a question of quantity when it comes to peanut butter.
Yeah, I don't even want to buy peanut butter anymore if I can't be immersed in it.
If you ever have a contest where you have to bring the most random object, this is a great suggestion. 45-pound plastic Home Depot style bucket of peanut butter.
Which you could have bought or just filled with peanut butter in individual like jars.
That might be more expensive. This might be your best option.
No, this definitely sounds like your best option.
Yeah.
Buy in bulk. I might get this, man.
45 pounds. Can you get through it before it goes bad?
Does peanut butter
refrigerate this?
Well, do you refrigerate peanut butter? I don't. Does it go bad?
I find it lasts longer before starting to smell weird.
I don't know. I've never had peanut butter go bad on me, but that's because it's me in the vicinity of peanut butter.
So it's going away.
So
quickly.
it's not making it to it. But sometimes it's
a pail of peanut butter might answer this question for you.
That's true, but it is just peanuts and oil and salt and sugar. That's really the only ingredients. And if you wanted to make it last even longer, you can add hydrogenated oils, high fructose corn syrup, and then it'll never go bad. But yeah, man, that sounds so good. The only thing that I would change about peanut butter is it being 190 calories per 2 tablespoons. That is unreasonable.
Well, you can change that by making it into like
putting some water in it and fluffing it.
Almond butter if you don't want it to taste good.
Yeah, if you want to have a bad time, and that's not why I'm eating peanut butter. I'm not eating peanut butter to have a bad time. I want to have the opposite of that. so I need more suggestions other than putting like the smallest dollop of peanut butter on my sandwich. It's like, well,
dunk a Toblerone in that pail. Just dunk a Toblerone in it. Is Toblerone only white chocolate, or does it come in regular chocolate?
I think it comes in both.
I don't think I've ever had a Toblerone.
It's
but I would imagine it would be perfect for dipping into a huge amount of peanut butter, because it would get inside the triangles. It would get in the teeth.
I mean, what the problem is, it depends on the viscosity of the peanut butter, and we are way off track here. But I imagine it breaking in the peanut butter. So maybe not the best. Maybe not the best dipping receptacle, unless you've got
freeze it.
Still brittle. Chocolate is just brittle.
Mm.
You need something that is either very strong or very flexible.
You dip a pretzel in chocolate. Dip that in the peanut butter.
Yeah, that might work. And you gotta angle it right. Anyway, I am so hungry right now. And I would very much like an industrial grade ladle and that thing you just described.
That's our homework for the listener. Buy the pail of peanut butter. Find out what you can dip in it that is structurally that has structural integrity.
The possibilities are myriad and delicious, but also probably kind of gross. Anyway, you got any fast facts?
Yes, I do have some fast facts before I get into the major fact. The Peacock Flounder, scientifically known as the Bothus mancus, which is also fun to say. It's not as good as Big Brown Bat, but Bothus mancus is good. Wackus Bonkus, that's what I kept thinking of. It reminds me of Wackus Bonkus.
I don't know. Bothus mancus sounds like a demon that would appear in front of you in Doom.
Fair enough.
So
I don't know anything about Doom.
You fight a demon called a mancubus, which is all I can think of when I see the word mancus. So.
It's a species. Well, I mean, it is found in the tropical, subtropical waters of the Indo-Pacific region, including the Red Sea, Hawaii, and the Great Barrier Reef. Camouflage, it's good at it. Should I say more about that?
You can.
They're masters of it, you could even say. Masters of disguise. Able to alter their color and even pattern their skin to blend in with sand, coral, rock, and other stuff, plastic, microplastics.
It can blend in with the soda can rings.
Those soda can rings that
and Publix
sea
bags.
Turtles just love to wear. Until they don't. Until they stop loving anything. They're nearly invisible to predators, blending in with the seafloor and other stuff. They lie in wait, buried in sand or on a reef. Buried on a reef somehow. Ambushing small fish and crustaceans by suddenly opening their mouths and gaping something to death. With a quick motion. ambush predators. So they prefer shallow, sandy, or coral reef areas because they need to do a little digging, do a little burying. They need a yard. Mr. Johansson needs a yard. And they're often found at depths ranging from 1 to 20 meters or 3 to 66 feet. They can live for several years, with some reports suggesting up to 10 years.
That's an old fish.
You don't think about that when you see a fish, unless you're looking.
That's possibly been around for 10 years.
Yeah, but then also, like, I guess the longest lived animal
vertebrate
is a fish. Greenland shark. Watch that. Listen to that episode next. Like many flatfish, they are oviparous, releasing eggs into the water, where they hatch into pelagic larvae before settling to the bottom to adopt adulthood. They're both predators and prey. They play an important role in marine ecosystems. They control the populations of smaller marine life while also being a delicious dish. The fish was delish and made quite a dish.
The fish dish was delish.
Mm-hmm. But that's all I got.
All right. It's time for major fact, which I forgot to name. We'll call it a wandering eye. There you go.
There you go. That's pretty good.
So this is something that I thought I did not know, and I hope is news to everyone, so that you can go and bring it home to your dinner conversations and be the most interesting person in the room. Flounders don't start life with two eyes on the same side of their head.
They don't start life with two eyes, white dragon?
No. You have to buy that card. They start out looking like most other fish, with one eye on each side of their head like God intended. It's only as they mature that they morph into the melted horrendous amalgamation of fish that we know and love today. If just look up pictures of flounders, and to me it just looks like they're it's like a little cry for help. They're begging for death. They're like it's like Jeff Goldblum at the end of Fly. It's just like, oh, what happened to you? And it's like, kill me.
I just thought of another nickname you could have used: the Picasso Pisces.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. Picasso is something I referenced in my intro, but I did not put Pisces in there. So, but yeah, Picasso, he's got famous for that painting where there's two eyes on the same side of the head. There's a lot of really lazy cartoon work that has two eyes on the same side of the head, but flounders started it. They started the trend. So this process of going from a regular looking fish to a melty mass is called eye migration. Very original. They could have called it the Great Ocular Journey, but no, it's just called eye migration. And it's for flounder, it's always the right eye. The right eye makes its way over to the left side of the body, and it's a key adaptation for its ability to lie on the bottom. If it's just one eye, it's constantly dug into the ground, not great. And the eye that migrates, the scientists have been very interested and fascinated by the genetic and developmental process that causes this to happen. it is a combination of bone restructuring and soft tissue growth, and bone reabsorption. So the fish, which is symmetrical to start out with, flattens, and part of the mass that is reduced, not that is taken from the fish's rounded symmetrical body. If you were looking at it straight on, it was looking back at you with its just vapid, unthinking fish face, and instead now becomes a semicircle with one side being flat. That mass that's gone goes into its face, and its body uses that energy to create new bones, new tissues on the left side of the fish's body. And not on the right side, on the left side, in order to push the eye upward and over. So it's like if you had both of your fists pushed together and you opened your left hand, you would be pushing, like your fingers would start to push your right fist up and over. And that's what happens. So it just kind of starts making tissue and mass, which, is in humans is never a good sign, unless you're a growing baby or a growing person. But in adults, it's never a good sign to have growing mass. But for this fish, as it grows into adulthood, like that's how it's kind of just propping up its eye. And the mystery is how, like, the optical nerves are not severed during this process. They obviously go through some metamorphosis as well, but it changes the bone structure and the fish's neurocranium. So the whole brain and brain enclosure, the bony enclosure, the skull, are changed in order to accommodate this shift. And the result is that it has a flat body with two eyes on one side, and that makes it perfectly suited for lying flush against the sea floor. It just looks like two grapes rolling around on a plate. And like you said, it allows it to stay hidden from predators, but also to sneak up on prey. It gives it a wide field of vision, so they can spot both threats and potential meals. And that, coupled with its ability, its natural camouflage, and then its ability to change colors, makes it almost impossible to detect. And as in its benthic environment, its seafloor, shallow seafloor environment. So, if you've ever wondered why a flounder looks like a mistake, it's actually a very intentional process. And it sounds horrifying, but it happens over the course of its maturation period. So who knows? Who knows what fish feel? Clearly pescatarians think they feel nothing. Mm-hmm. And are willing to feel bad for all animals but fish. But I don't know. Maybe if you thought growing pains were bad as a human, imagine like your eyeball going to the other side of your head over the course of your adolescence. Probably not very comfortable. But I don't know. Ask a flounder. That's all I got.
If bugs were delicious, would pescatarians eat a bug?
I imagine pescatarians would. You know what? I don't know any pescatarians.
I know one at work.
Ask him.
Ask.
First of all, ask like what the qualification is, like why fish and nothing else, and then ask about bugs.
I'm almost 100% willing to bet that she will say, "I would never eat a bug because bugs are disgusting." Or it's gross. I just wouldn't eat it.
It's a bad response to the question you asked.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It depends on why. Is it ethical, or is it like, I just don't like meat, but I do like fish?
A lot of pescatarians are probably just like, I feel weird about eating bones from a bird, something with a face that it's less of a, it's wrong and everyone should be wrong, feel bad about it. It's just like, I feel weird about it. I feel gross about it.
I mean, birds have a face and fish have a face, and both of them are as inhuman and
bird face is definitely
unintelligible.
Better, higher on the list of endearing things to look at. A fish almost is contemptible to look at.
The birds that we eat are not very high up on things that are pleasant to look at. Chicken and turkey.
That's true.
Specifically, some of the ugliest birds in the animal kingdom. It's not like we eat parakeets. I guess we eat ducks. Ducks are cute sometimes. Unless they're the Muscovy ducks that live in South Florida, and they're not cute.
Nope, but that's all I got.
All right, for you out there in podcast, that was the Peacock Flounder. Or just flounders in general. So for you, just blend into the seafloor. No need to keep your head on a swivel. And get excited, because it's going to get weird. Like the Peacock Flounder here in Life, Death, and Taxonomy.
Hey Taxonomy Titans, I just want to remind you that we now have a Patreon. Patrons can see full video episodes and get shoutouts on the show. But ultimately, it's a way for you to help us cover some costs and get even better. Still, reviews are the best way to help us grow. So if you haven't left one yet, we'd really love to hear from you. As always, thanks for listening and engaging.
Life, Death, and Taxonomy is my favorite in the world podcast.
The Tobler Chocolate Factory. That's where it started.